Sometimes people got you to be very clear. Disclaimer, I'm not good at makeup. Here's some tea. I'm telling you, next year is gonna be lit. So you might as well follow now. To start, I'm gonna use this Summer Fridays jet lag mask. Just for a little hydration. Oh my god, I got in my hair. Now my hair is gonna frizz up. That kind of gives like a little bit of hydration to my skin at the moment because I feel like my skin hasn't been super hydrated. Honestly, like I feel like the DMK thing, because it's kind of just like lifting my hyperpigmentation and all of that. I posted the video on my TikTok and I posted it here on Shorts as well of my experience doing DMK. It was fun doing it, and it was also fun like recording and editing it and posting it on TikTok and doing like the voiceover and stuff. I'm feeling so creative lately and I love it. The reason why for a long time I shied away from posting, I would post a lot on Snapchat. Like my friends know, like all throughout high school, all throughout college, like girl, I was posting on Snapchat. My daily vlogs, little things that would happen to me. One time I made this whole story time about this guy that bumped into me and almost knocked me over. I made a story time about my neighbor who had a wife and he was like trying to talk to me. I made like very random stuff on Snapchat, but I feel like in this new era, people are more shy to post, and I feel like influencers kind of ruined it. I say that because I feel like influencers and like the influencer whole thing made people feel like nervous and shy about posting. Nowadays, it seems as though the only content that gets pushed, specifically on Instagram, is like influencers doing stuff.
Editing Peng here. I don't know how the first part of this clip got cut, but I was basically going on a rant about how on Instagram it's so boring nowadays because a lot of our friends in real life don't feel motivated to post and express themselves online out of fear of being perceived. But I was saying like you never know where expressing yourself might get you, and so I always try to encourage my friends to post.
Like everyone complains about like we don't even see our friends post anymore. We only see like influencers doing stuff, and if you post you feel like you're doing the most, trying to be an influencer, There's nothing wrong with trying to be an influencer, especially if you're someone who is like influential in your real life, as far as like people want to know like, oh, where did you get that? Oh, like what are you listening to right now? Or like, oh, put me on to where to go to get this. There are people who are just like naturally influential in that way. So I don't think there's anything wrong with like putting yourself out there in that way. And we live in community with people. Like we're gonna influence each other one way or another. But I definitely know a lot of people who doing that kind of thing is just like not their thing and not something that they care to do, which is fair. And I think that's why people have moved to TikTok, which is like a whole nother thing. I feel like TikTok in the early days was cool, it was fun, but now it's just turned into a lot of commentary and it's kind of overwhelming. And I do think that it's rotting our brains. I do think that it's ruining the kids. I do think that it's making people like not read and go find information for themselves. I just don't think that it allows people, a lot isn't the word. I don't think that it encourages people to read, to digest, and critically think about things. And so for that reason, I say, take the app, take it away. That's my unpopular opinion. But I say that as someone who uses TikTok, whose screen time is very high, so not too much. Because it's fun, like it's interesting, it's entertaining. Definitely find a lot of good information on TikTok, but I just don't think it encourages people to think critically. As someone who grew up in the very, very early 2000s, I feel like I'm one of the last of my generation to really understand what it means to think critically, formulate opinions based on things other than like life experiences, you know, understanding facts, reading books, stuff like that. I feel like my generation, some of us are like the last ones to really understand that. I will say I've definitely been gravitating more toward YouTube. I've always been a YouTube girl as far as like watching YouTube. I mean, I just now really started making videos like in August. I'm using the Patrick Ta, what is this called? She's Defined Cream Contour Bronzer Duo, and I'm gonna use this to contour. Anyways, I gravitate toward YouTube because I like to sit down and listen to people talk. I just really like YouTube. And also I like vlogs a lot too, I can't lie. Oh, did my package come? Ugh, I ordered this package from Pura and USPS is pissing me the off. But I can't even be mad at them because those government people like don't get paid enough to give a so I can't, like, not too much on them. Like, yeah, not too much. But still, like, fudge. I just want my package. I ordered some samples from Pura, like, diffuser, because I'm moving into my new apartment. Oh yeah, I'll talk about that later. I'm moving into my new apartment and I want a new home scent. So I ordered some scent samples to test out to see like what I like and what will be like my new scent for my new apartment. But am I even gonna get them? I don't know. And it just makes me mad because, there's nothing I can really do. And there's no one I can yell at. That's the thing about USPS is like, everything's automated. Put in your support ticket. And if you wanna like really yell at somebody, you have to wait a whole week before you can yell at somebody. I mean, to be fair, like I'm not gonna yell at them, but I just want to talk to a person. Horrible user experience. But anyways, back to what I was talking about with YouTube. I was watching this YouTube video / podcast episode. I forgot what the channel was called, but it was with the couple Taiwo and Toni Tone. And I've heard of Toni Tone because I was on Twitter back in the day, especially during the pandemic. She was tweeting a lot, and it's funny because how he met her was, or like how he, you know, started talking to her was seeing her tweet on Twitter and being like, this girl sounds like, you know, my kind of girl. Like she seems to have a lot of the values that I have. And that's how like their love story began. I think it's just so beautiful. They both seem like very thoughtful people who think things through, and they articulate themselves so well. I mean, I should have known, like, Toni Tone, like, from how she tweets on Twitter, like, of course she's, like, you know, this articulate, you know, intelligent woman. I bought her book. After that interview, not even after, like 10 minutes into the interview, maybe even less, I went on Amazon, I said, let me buy this book. I bought her book and it comes today. I really enjoyed listening to their story on that podcast of how they met each other organically. I feel like you don't hear that a lot lately. Or maybe like, I don't hear that a lot lately, at least. In the interview, Taiwo mentioned how before getting into relationships, settling down, he wanted to have everything in place as far as like having done this certain thing in his job and XYZ. And I think he said his friend said something along the lines of like, who's to say it's gonna happen exactly like that? Like, who's to say, you know, you're gonna do this thing within your career and then this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen? Like, who's to say it's gonna happen exactly like that? And that's something that I think about a lot because I'm definitely one of those people who are like, I want this to happen like this and then this will happen like this and this will happen like this. But if I look at my life, nothing has happened exactly as I thought it would. And I'm constantly humbled by God, I feel like, when, you know how people say like people make plans and God laughs? Like, yeah, that's very real. So yeah, because of that, I kind of stopped putting things in like, this is gonna happen, I want this to happen like this, and then I want things to happen like this. And of course, like, I don't know, the Virgo in me, like the planner in me, like, it's very important to me to have things in place, to have an idea, to have some kind of plan. But I do think I've let go of, this is supposed to happen like this is supposed to happen like this. I can't lie, there are other things that I fixate on and plan around. Like, I have plans around the things that I don't have plans around, if that makes sense. But I have kind of let go of that, and I'm just kind of embracing life. Anyways, I'm going on a rant, and I'm really not trying to. What was I even talking about? I was talking about the interview with Toni and Taiwo, and they were sharing about their love and like how they met and all these things. Like, it's very clear that these are two people who have done the work that everyone talks about, as far as like checking in with yourself, understanding how you are with yourself, understanding how you are outside of yourself in relationships with other people, not just romantic ones. Yeah, these are two people who are very intentional about how they live their life, the relationships in their life, their growth, and I just really resonated with that. I think that was really what it was for me, like, because that is how I am and how I strive to be. Like, it's not easy to be, you know, it's not always easy to face yourself, but it's really important. And it's not easy to be vulnerable, especially like in relationships. I'm not just talking about romantic ones, I'm talking about friendships too. It's not always easy. Funny enough, I have a friend, well, I don't know if we're even friends anymore, but I have a friend who like has been acting kind of like weird toward me. Long story short, I reached out to them and I was just kind of like, hey, like, can we talk? And they never responded, which is like weird, because it's just like, I just wanted to talk. Like, I feel like something is off. It's clear that you're, you know, distancing yourself from me for some reason, but it's like they didn't care to like give an explanation and stuff like that. And it's just like, nothing I can really do. If someone doesn't want to be in your life, they don't want to be in your life. And it hurts, because sometimes you'll put yourself out there to like be vulnerable and it won't be reciprocated. And sometimes it's just as simple as a misunderstanding. And it's something that I realized too within myself. Like, someone will see something a certain way and maybe I won't, or vice versa. And there's a misunderstanding. And without a conversation, that misunderstanding is a misunderstanding. So that's why like communication is so important to me. So cliche, communication. This is one meme that's like, lack of communication.
Lack of communication. Lack of communication. Lack of communication. Lack of communication. Lack of communication. Communication.
That just like went in my head, but communication is so important. Some people will say like, oh, so they know what they're doing. I feel like some people definitely know what they're doing, but it's important to give people grace, especially like in the early stages, being able to be like, hey, like you did this, or like I feel like you're doing this and it's making me feel like this. And if that person is really your friend, or if that person is really your person, they're gonna fix up, right? Like, if you really care about someone, you're gonna fix up if they tell you that something you did hurt them or something you did bother them. And I'm someone who's always really receptive to people doing that, because one thing I hate the most in this life is being misunderstood. And I feel like that is why I guard myself so much, because I don't want people to misunderstand me. That sounds so silly, even saying it out loud. You're guarding yourself because you don't want people to misunderstand you, but then how can people understand you if you're guarding yourself? Makes no sense, right? I feel like the relationships in my life, platonic and non-platonic, have formed me into the person that I am today. And I'm continuing to grow, continuing to work on myself, continuing to reflect, because someone will react to something that you did. Instead of like reacting back in a negative way, switching it around and just like being reflective of like, what did this person mean by that? And sometimes people got you f***ed up, to be very clear. Sometimes people got you f***ed up. But I do think it's important, especially in relationships that you really care about, to understand where people are coming from. And that's something that I'm working on. Something that I'm actively working on. And I must say I've gotten very good feedback. Very good feedback, okay? And I love getting feedback on my friends about things that I say that I'm working on. Like, oh, I'm working on, you know, being more like this or doing this. You just like share your heart. I love sharing my heart. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm getting too excited about this conversation. I think about it sometimes. I just love being human. I love like feeling things, even though sometimes it hurts. I'm really learning to like embrace my emotions, like embrace things, not let it bottle up. Can't lie, it's hard, it's hard. That's the thing, like as much as I can say all these things, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Like I'm still very much working on these things. Like it is a work in progress. Every day I have to make a conscious decision to be the person that I want to be, the kind of person that I want to be. I feel like I'm getting on my soapbox low-key. I'm gonna cut a lot of this out. I'm saying I'm gonna cut stuff out, but it's like, I make this channel so that I can just literally post whatever the fuck and just like be myself and talk to myself and just share. It's funny because I'll say in my videos like, oh yeah, I have this, I can look back at my old videos. But like, yeah, I've been looking back at my old videos. I'm just like, wow. wow. Yeah. I hope I showed everything that I'm using. I don't recall. But you know what I don't have? I don't have a lot of eyeshadow brushes because I used to be a lash extension girl, and when you have lash extensions, you don't be doing mascara. But now that I'm lashless, I've been doing mascara and eyeshadow. That's what I meant to say, eyeshadow. I've been doing eyeshadow, I've been doing, you know, I've been doing it all. But I don't have all the equipment, so I'm just like, yeah. Okay, so for this brown look, it is quite bronzy. So I'm taking like the powder, did I say Pat McGrath? Patrick Ta. I think I said Pat McGrath in the beginning. Bitch, this is Patrick Ta. Those are two different people. Oh my god, did I say Pat McGrath? Yeah, that's embarrassing. Sorry, Miss Pat. I haven't used my Pat McGrath foundation in so long. And it like separated. Like, is that supposed to happen? I haven't used it because I don't think I'm that shade anymore. Isn't that crazy? All that traveling, being out in the sun caught up to me. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do my eye. If I want it to be a deep bronze or like a cool bronze. Disclaimer, I'm not good at makeup. Even though I was mentioning how like I watch YouTube videos, like I've been watching YouTube videos since I was a kid, and I would literally just be watching people beat their face all day long. What did I learn? Not much. Can't lie. Didn't learn that much. I just like to watch. Yeah, I just like to watch people do their makeup. I didn't necessarily like retain a lot of that information. I cannot lie. Oh, I'm using the Jackie Aina ABH palette. How old is it? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'm gonna use my One Size eyeliner. from Patrick Starr. All these Patricks. Patrick Starr, Patrick Ta, Pat McGrath. Yeah, Pats. All the Pats in the world. It's not giving easy breezy beautiful, but I have to hold my breath to do this. Jesus. The giving. Anyways, I feel like this video, I just kind of went on a little rant talking about random stuff. What do I want to say? Follow me on Instagram. I want to, okay, so here's the thing. Okay, here's some tea. Last week, I joined this talk by Dallas influencer Erica M. I didn't know who she was before I joined her live, but she's the one, she went viral for being like a stay-at-home girlfriend. Like that was like her thing. And I randomly joined her live like maybe like 2 weeks ago. And she was talking about having a virtual content creator girls night where she will share tips about like, you know, how to pose, what to look out for, da 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 da. And I was like, that sounds interesting. And I kept scrolling, and her live came up again. And her live came up like twice. And every time it would come up, she was talking about something that was like interesting to me. So I was like, you know what? Let me join this content creator girls live. Like, let me tune in. So yeah. Where's my mascara whenever I listen? The mascara I'm using is the colé mascara. Okay, so yeah, I joined the content creator girls night, and if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 out of 10. Like, Erica M is such a good, first of all, she's such a good speaker. Very eloquent, very on point, knows what she's talking about. Great like stage presence, even though it was like virtual and it was like quite casual because we're all just like sitting on the camera. She's really good at what she does, let me just say that. And she gave a lot of great tips that I need to get serious about implementing. On my latest video on TikTok, my video about my DMK DMK facial, I implemented like a style that she recommended, and that video did quite well, I must say, for me. She really shared a lot of good information about editing, brand deals, reaching out to brands, voiceovers, hooks, like just everything. I feel like in order to like really implement those things, you have to start. I feel like I've kind of started, but I feel like I need to actually start. This coming year, that's something that I want to implement. I have like a plan that I want to implement as far as content goes. For me, I want to kind of lean into doing my skincare stuff over on TikTok. I feel like that's what I can commit to. I do like posting fun videos and stuff like that, but I think I want to save that just for like my Instagram stuff, because I already kind of post like my life and like things that I'm up to on Instagram. So I think I want to lean more into that on Instagram. On TikTok, I want to focus on like my skincare journey stuff. Instagram, I'm kind of just gonna keep it the same as far as like, you know, I right now I mostly post like photo dumps, which I really love. I haven't made reels in forever. I feel like I need to get on making reels, because I already post like my morning routine as far as like being in the gym, what I'm eating. When I go out, like sometimes I'll post like my food and like what restaurant I'm at or something, or just like random stuff with my friends. And then on YouTube is just really fun. I'm posting any and everything that I want. But I definitely traveled this year. the travel vlogs. And from what I've noticed too, I get a lot of views on my travel vlogs because of course people want to see travel, you know, potential places where they could go to. They want to see the vibes, like, you know, I love my little solo trips. Please stay tuned, like please stay tuned for my content because it's going to be quite good. It's only going to get better. I'm getting a new camera. I'm filming on the Sony ZV-1 at the moment. My friend let me borrow it. Shout out to them. And this is actually gonna be my last day with it, so I'm gonna return it. I just wanted to test it out and see how I like it, because if I really do like it, I might get this one along with the camera that I plan on getting on. Currently, I have been filming my videos on my Canon G7X Mark II, as well as my iPhone 15 Pro Max. So really, like, honestly, making videos, you can film videos on your iPhone. My whole New Orleans vlog, as far as like me going out and stuff, that was all filmed on my iPhone. Yeah. So yeah, I have lots of fun travel planned this year. Next year, well, this year I'm going to Senegal. Ooh, secrets. I'm going to Senegal in December. Yeah. I don't mind sharing that on there because if you made it this far, you're a real one and you should like this video. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. But I'm going to Senegal for Dirty December. I've never been to Senegal. And this is not the only African country I will be going to this, well, I'm telling you, next year is gonna be lit. So you might as well follow now. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Because it's about to get real fun over here. And then I'm moving at the end of this month. So I have like moving vlog stuff lined up. And of course, I'm gonna like decorate and all that shit and like post about it on here. Yeah. I'm gonna put this over. Is it giving tonal or is it like not bronzy enough? I feel like it's not bronzy enough. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna keep it simple, keep it PG. And then for my gloss, I'm gonna use my Topicals lip liner, Slick Salve, Topical Slick Salve, just to have like a simple. I think it's a balm. I use it as a gloss too. Yeah, and then I need to be so quick because I think I have like less than a minute. Okay. Charlotte Tilbury spray. And then, of course, one size Until Dawn. I thought it was Until Dawn, it's Until Dawn, which makes sense. Whew, okay, 1 minute left on the memory card. Dramatic ass. But yeah. This is my tonal glam look. Ooh, I should put on my, I don't have time. Why am I like this? Should I put on these earrings? Oh, let me put on these earrings and then do a thumbnail. And then I gotta go because, well, I don't gotta go. It's just that I have 1 minute of space left on this camera. I'm so sorry. I hate watching people get stressed out trying to film something. And here I am doing that shit. Honestly, no. It gave with the small ones. Honestly, no. Hold on. I was trying to do too much with them hoops. Okay, but this is the look. Thank you so much for watching.
Tell me that if it ain't me, if it ain't a party, then it's interview.